Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, today I want to talk to you guys about, the tight end position. We're going to jump right into it. We're not going to waste no time. Wait, before we get into the tight end position, I want to discuss, how I feel, what I feel the reasoning is. The reason is for the media to be the way they are towards the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I had to sit and think about it. Initially, when you believe in players like Jalen Hurts and you believe in, the veterans that are on this ball club, you start to think that it's hate. You start to think that it's hate. And then you see them rank Miles Sanders the 27th best running back in the game. And you like, come on, it's beyond hate. It's something else there. They get something out of it. There is something to gain by, talking down on the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's something to gain by me being the content creator. I'm just astounded that I didn't get this first. The thing that they are gaining out of this is the clicks. They talk bad about Philadelphia. We get up in arms and the articles blow up. Maurice Jones-Drew had to explain himself on why he ranked Miles Sanders so low. He didn't have to explain himself on why he ranked the other guys. He had to explain why Miles Sanders was so low because of the outrage. They're all following the same formula, and we just feeding the gas. So I'm not going to worry about no more of these rankings and none of that, man. They're not going to get none of that gas from me, because what they're going to do is turn their tune around. They're going to be holding their Jalen Hurts pom-poms. They're going to be holding their Nick Sirianni pom-poms, and it's going to be a different tune. I really feel like that this year is going to be a different year than last year, period. And it's not hard to be different from 4-11-1. You know what I mean? So what they're gaining out of this is they're gaining clicks. They're gaining a little bit of, they're gaining more traction than usual. You know what I'm saying? And it's working for them. So shout out to you, because it's no way in the world that you can have me believe that Jalen Hurts is not a top 40 quarterback and that Miles Sanders is the 27th best quarterback, ranked under Najee Harris, who hasn't even had a snap and he's at 16. There's no way in the world that those can even be real articles. It's for the clicks. It's for the hype. It's for the hype. And I'm going to just leave that at that. But we're going to talk about tight ends today, specifically a little bit about Zach Ertz and a lot about Dallas Goedert. We're putting a mass bit of pressure on the shoulders of Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert ain't no spring chicken. Dallas Goedert ain't no pup. Dallas Goedert is a guy who is going to be taking over the role of a franchise legend in Zach Ertz. Now, we all know who Zach Ertz is. We all know what Zach Ertz brought to the table. Zach Ertz is a bona fide stud at tight end when healthy. Hasn't missed a lot of games. But, last year was one of those years. The quarterback play stunk. Everything around the offense was just bad, terrible. And Zach Ertz wanted a contract. You know what I mean? I'm one of the guys that feel like Zach Ertz deserves his contract for the blood, sweat, and tears and things he put into this. You know what I'm saying? They see Dallas Goedert as a shiny new toy who could be able to take over for Zach Ertz. But understand this. Now, this is a different system, so maybe the tight end position doesn't require what it once required out of Zach Ertz. I'll explain. Zach Ertz is a guy who was getting 6 years in a row 70 plus receptions a season. He was the number one option on the offense as far as the passing game goes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that the offense is turning the tide to where it may not need that anymore. You drafted 2 wide receivers in the first round, the last 2 drafts. And I think that this is looking towards, implementing the tight end, but not making the tight end the focal point of the offense. And that's great news for Dallas Goedert. But it can be bad news for Dallas Goedert if they are expecting a Zach Ertz-like run. You know what I mean? Like those 6 years that Zach Ertz had in Philly were just dominant. You know what I mean? Like a dominant 6 years. They expect you. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask for somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? And is Dallas Goedert capable of doing it? The Philadelphia Eagles are looking at paying Dallas Goedert, but they're not going to pay Zach Ertz. Now, Dallas Goedert is the younger of the two. Got less tread on his tires. Is Dallas Goedert, in my opinion, as durable as Zach Ertz? I don't think so. Anytime a man can play with a broken rib, you gotta think about, the consistency there. You gotta think about the toughness, the mental edge that guy, encompasses playing through something like that. Are the Eagles making a mistake in throwing this bread at Dallas Goedert that they seemingly are about to throw at him? Let's think about it. Would you rather wait for next year's free agency? and see what tight ends become available, because you got Mark Andrews, who I don't believe will go away from Baltimore, but Lamar Jackson is about to get paid. Maybe that'll hurt the pockets of Mark Andrews. You got Mike Gesicki. I wonder if I'm getting his name right. Miami Dolphins. He's an up-and-coming young stud. Evan Ingram. You know what I mean? A lot of Giants fans will tell you that he's trash. I disagree with it. You know, a couple drop passes, but you know. And Robert Tonyan. Those are the top four to me. Robert Tonyan is a guy who's a red zone threat. Aaron Rodgers seems to find him around there. I think he had 10 touchdowns last year in Green Bay. Those are the top four tight end prospects right now. Now, is Dallas Goedert better than all four of those guys? Can you for certainty, with conviction, say that Dallas Goedert is better than Mark Andrews, Mike Gesicki, Evan Ingram, and Robert Tonyan? Now, you'll give him the nod over Robert Tonyan, of course. But Evan Ingram ain't no slouch Pro Bowl tight end. You know what I'm saying? Mike Gesicki up and coming, like I said. And Mark Andrews probably most likely leapfrogged Zach Ertz in the last 2 years for, you know, top four, top five tight ends in the game. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, 10 catch games. Now, Zach Ertz is a guy, like I said, who was the focal point of the passing attack for the Philadelphia Eagles for a number of years. That comes with 11 games with 10 receptions or more. Defenses could not stop him. When you get a tight end that's getting 10 catches, he just can't be stopped. This goes back to when Zach Ertz was playing second fiddle. Still had games where he was getting 10 catches. When Brent Selleck was seemingly the guy still. Zach Ertz splitting time and splitting reps with Brent Selleck still was able to eke out a couple games with 10 receptions. That's pretty impressive. Dallas Goedert has 0 games with 10 receptions playing alongside Zach Ertz. Now, I understand Zach Ertz is the ball dominant one, but Dallas Goedert also started some of those games. He started some of those games. He started more than some, actually. You know what I'm saying? He had his opportunities to prove, in my opinion, that he could duplicate what Zach Ertz did, especially being in the same system. Dallas Goedert had a bunch of starts. How many games did Dallas Goedert start? I want to say it was around 10, but he ended up getting 1,141 yards as a starter and 10 touchdowns. Now, I'm not saying that's bad. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's bad. Averages out to about 380 yards a season, you know, when you're the number one guy at the tight end position. But for the skill set that we like to rant and rave about Dallas Goedert, we got to understand you can't expect what you got from Zach Ertz out of Dallas Goedert. Now, the real question is this. Is it worth paying Dallas Goedert or waiting next year to see who's available for free agency, or even waiting to see who you can draft? This draft class, you know, of free agents coming out this year, or free agents this year that's most likely to come out, are guys that are talked about being drafted, you know, in between rounds 2 and 3. We got a lot of picks. One guy is projected to be drafted in between rounds 1 and 3. Now, the gap is so large, but you talking about 1 and 3, is because, you know, no games have been played. So those ratings are going to be, you know, skewed. But generally, when they talk about the top guys going into next season, you know what I mean? They got the names right. They just got the placement wrong. Who's going to be the best? We got a lot of picks. A lot of picks. What's the rush for, you know, signing Dallas Goedert right now? Has he really shown us anything in terms of being a starter? I don't think so. I think you should kind of, you know, pull back on this. I'm not saying don't get rid of Zach Ertz. Pull back on this. Let Dallas Goedert go out there and, you know, play as a starter. Then let's talk about money. Have we not learned anything from the Carson Wentz situation? We paid Carson Wentz on a prayer. We paid Carson Wentz on you know, I think he's going to be good. I think we're getting ahead of the curve by paying him this much money right now, because the price is only going to go up. Are we thinking the same thing for Dallas Goedert? Are we sure that Dallas Goedert can shoulder this load? You know, I'm going to say I'm giving him greater than the 50% chance for sure, because the skill set speaks for itself, but you can never be sure. You can never be sure. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man.